Hello, welcome to Driftwood. This is my reclaim yard, and this is what I do for my primary job now. For the people who don't know, I've probably spent over 20 years in the tattoo trade, and I've always bought and sold stuff, and I've had a little antique shops and in the past and done bits and pieces, but this is now my primary job. And I'm going to give you a little walk around the place and show you what we buy and sell and what people bring into us. Now, it's something I've been very passionate about for a lot of years, and I enjoy it a lot. You just never know what's coming in and what's going out, and it's a way of making a living for me, but it's also a bit more than that. A lot of my family, my father, my grandfather, my uncles have all been into reclamations and antiques, and it's something I've been brought up with. I've been brought up around, you know, the auction rooms and the sales grounds and the farm auctions and antique shops and scrap yards all my life, so it's something that I feel is sort of in me to do. I'm going to show you around today, and I'll show you the sort of bits and the sort of things we sell, and yeah, give you a bit more of an insight on what I do for a living, really. So just before we do the little walk round, I'll just show you the main building. Now, we did do some videos on the renovation of this when we done it, and it was in quite a state, so but I still feel quite grateful to get the opportunity here, because I'm working with people and in a place which is a family run business, and we just took over and started doing this renovation in the corner just for something to do, really, and to I quite fancied sort of taking it on. This was an asbestos shed, so we had the asbestos removed, resheeted it, clad it in elm, and it then became a usable space which we're taking full advantage of. It's quite a nice little building in the fact that it's quite quirky, fits me perfectly. It's all a little bit on the piss, so like I say, we'll give it a little walk around today, and I'll just show you some of the things that round here, you know, there's a different sort of market than what you would have in the city, but I'll show you the place anyway. So, as well as the main building, we've got this outside space here as well. So there's quite a bit of room here for putting stuff out on, and you can kind of see for yourself the varying different things we've got for sale. So we've got things like fencing panels, got these gazebos that we made, quite a lot of timber, old tin, the IBCs, which around here is a lot of allotments and horses, so people like them for the water. We've also got these really cool structural stumps that have had shot blasted, a few more architecturally sort of stuff, little wagon at the front there, or little cart I should say, and it's basically what comes in. I mean, this is the third version of Driftwood I've had. Previously, like I say, I was tattooing, and we had a little tattoo studio, and then I had a little shop next door which is an antique shop, and it was quite interesting that I midway through tattooing I'd have to stop and run out and sell some fireplaces or some doors or something, and then come back in and carry on with the tattoo, and that was quite quirky back in the day. And like I say, this is the third version of the business I've had. So, but it's very seasonal around here, so we do a lot of the outside garden stuff this time of year. Let me show you in here. So we've got a little bit of covered storage on the outside. You can tell the sort of stuff that I buy, because there's this sort of industrial stuff, old lorry tanks. I think that's ever so cool. I do. The one thing I have discovered with this sort of business is, so you have to be a little bit open-minded to what you can and can't sell, and one man's is another man's treasure. So some of the stuff that I rate highly people overlook, and other stuff what I think is fairly average people go mad for. So as an example of that here, these galvanised dustbins, I'm sure everyone can remember those when they were a kid, taking the lids off and using them as shields and kicking them up and down and using them as goal posts. We do sell a lot of these. These are quite popular. The galvanised stuff is very popular at the minute, and yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Let me take you in here. This is our main indoor display area. A lot of this stuff is either I've bought from sales or I've been donated. A lot of people give me stuff. We clear a lot of stuff up for people. There's a few bits in here that I've made myself. The pulpit obviously comes out of a church. So I find it fascinating. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but we have got a lot of regular customers who seem to enjoy my passion for tat, if you like. And I think the older I get, the more nostalgic I get when it comes to old stuff as well. Some of these old tools and stuff I can remember my father using and my granddad using, the old jacks and stuff, and it just, everything's got a little memory attached to it, which I don't know, maybe I'm getting old and nostalgic, but it's something I very much enjoy. Now this room is what we call the jewellery room, or the cabinet room, and we have different cabinets here that people rent, so you can get, so there's people putting their own bits and pieces in here, so bits of jewellery, a lot of smalls. These are quite nice. These are a silver spoon ring made out of Victorian silver spoons, made by a local lady. Again, just different things, stuff, maybe a lot of this stuff people may have seen before, but there's always stuff that comes in of, you know, that you'll never see. This is the workshop, and this is where I spend most of my time drinking tea. We're now in the process of cleaning this old thing up. This old radiator here, going to make that into a nice bookcase, not or something like that. This is off the roller that sold the other week, the big roller that I had at the front, which I am going to be doing a follow-up video of as it goes, because I think the guy is genuinely restoring that and getting it running. So this is the heart of the business. Some would say tat room. Nice old sign. I'm now having this all shot blasted up. This area at the back here is where we've tried to separate some of the building and architectural stuff, so some of the bricks, tiles and stuff like that are all round the back here, and I've got my little wood yard round here. Now again, people may find this quite bizarre, but when you're looking at something like some of these beams here, which are maybe 100, 150 years old, older than that maybe, the history and I don't know, the sentiment that some of this stuff's got, even the old doors, you know, we've got some nice old pub doors here, come out of a hotel. When people reuse this stuff and they take it away and it gets a new life, I find that quite, it's just nice that stuff's getting reused rather than just thrown away, you know. And for someone to put some of this stuff back in the house, I mean, you'd never get like the wear like that unless it'd been in the sea for 100 years. So you can't recreate some of this stuff, you know. You can't find that it's not reproduction, it's the original thing. So I consider myself quite blessed really in my adult life. I've done a lot of things in my life that maybe a lot of people haven't done. I played in a band for a lot of years and had a reasonable success doing that. Then I sort of fell into the tattooing really and done that for say over 20 years, as well as dabbling with reclaim and antiques, and now I'm doing this, and there's all stuff that I've been passionate about and that I've wanted to do, and I don't think there's a lot of people in the world that can say they've done exactly as they want throughout their whole life. Some people have to be doing jobs they hate. So I consider myself quite blessed for that, and very privileged to be able to be involved with this sort of thing. And as much as I love doing the videos and trying to push stuff out there on YouTube, it's also an education for myself. So I mean, I'm learning stuff here all the time, and when the old boys come in there, they're teaching me bits and pieces about stuff. So it's an ongoing process, and it's something that I hope I'm involved with for a long time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Something a bit different today, I think. It's just explaining maybe what I do for a living when I'm not doing the bills, and I've had a few people commenting about, well, what do you do Monday to Friday? And this is it. This is what we do Monday to Friday. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for all the new subscribers and all the positive comments as well. It's really helpful. It's nice to get feedback from people. So if anyone wants to see a video about anything specific, by all means comment, leave me a message, and we'll see what we can come up with. Anyway, take care for now, and we'll catch you on the next video.